Today is the anniversary, people, of the brutal assault on the USS Liberty by you-know-who. Yeah. Still to this day, they hold to the theory it was an accident. I'll tell you some people, I'm going to say it again, it's rather crude, as long as I got a hole in my ass. That wasn't no accident. But I'm not going to belabor the point today, people, because on June 8, 1967, the date of the attack, plenty of information can be found online. I do suggest you do the Google and get it done. And I'm running late again, running behind. No, not because I'm hungover, because I have a lot of stuff to do prior to jetting out of this morning on my fast horse. Got to go to the tragic city and pick up construction materials for the kid. So, God, I got to get this done. I'm sure you guys have figured out by now that my podcasts build upon previous podcasts. Keeping this in mind, and especially yesterday's, the Percentages podcast, where you must learn to read between the lines, often to read between the lies. There are two things that really slow me down in the creation and uploading a podcast. The first, and I get it, it's biblical, a workman is worthy of his wage, but the unskippable 15-second ads are really getting to me, pissing me off. Bad enough you have to watch YouTube content with the 5 seconds, then you can skip ads. Both types of ads, by the way, are way overrepresented by the 14%ers. Have you noticed that? Or is it just me? Yeah, it is. Wednesday, the 8th of June, 2022. Anniversary of the June 8th, 1967. Brutal. Hey, one more reason why I got a problem. People ask me, what's your problem with the 2.4%ers? There's another one right there, people. The second hurdle to getting this podcast in a timely fashion is the checks procedure your podcast must now go through before it can upload. At least 5 minutes, often more. Many times I just say F it and delete and re-upload. Now YouTube claims it's for the content creator's own good. We're just doing it for you. Possible copyright infringements that you can correct before we finalize and upload your podcast or your YouTube video. But I'll tell you what, to that I say bullshit. The algorithms, the bots, are searching for keywords and phrases that are forbidden speech. Forbidden speech defined, once again, people, by unelected, answerable to no one, faceless technocrats. You know the list, the Dorseys, the Facebergs, on and on it goes. Forbidden speech in the once land of the free, once home of the brave. And that is why I so often have to use the radio phonetic alphabet, like yesterday's podcast. You just take the first letter of each word I say, and it spells the word I'm trying to talk about, but don't dare. Yesterday, for example, Papa, Romeo, India, Delta, Echo. You guys figured that one out? I still can't get over the fact we have a whole month of this insanity. What the fuck? It's unbelievable. Now, what have we become as a nation? And I'm not pointing a finger at any of you subs out there, trust me. For it's not my job, but I only ask rhetorically, what have any of you done to stop it? Just a friendly reminder, there are sins of commission and there are sins of omission. Great, you don't perform or receive abortions. That would be a sin of commission. However, you've done nothing to stop this heinous murder, slaughter of the innocent. That is a sin of omission. Again, you don't have to explain or answer to me, and not my job description. That is a humble watchman. I, people, am not a prosecutor. But I'll give you a heads up. The prosecutor is coming en route, I say. And just how would I know that? Once again, people, it's biblical. I know by signs. The same way you know winter is over and spring has sprung. Yeah, it's that easy, that simple, and that obvious. So yesterday, at the bottom Peter Pit, I was talking to a guy. Come on, people, no names. Don't even ask. I'll just call him, see what I call him. I'll call him the Goose Man. Might have something to do with where he works, might not. I hadn't seen him in a while, or his sidekick. So I asked the Goose Man, "You've been keeping up with my podcasts?" He said, "I don't have time." Oh, I'll tell you what. I was floored. I go, "Goose Man, they're only 8 to 9 minutes in average." He just doesn't have time. Now, I mention this because did you guys watch the link, the lousy 8-minute link to yesterday's podcast? I hope you did. I sure hope you did. And I hope you learned at least 2 things to take away. 1, the 60%ers, we're fucked. And 2, voting got us where we are today. So don't tell me or fall for anyone who suggests vote harder 2024. I was watching a little bit of the 2.4%er Janet Yellen's testimony before Congress. She's the former Fed chairman, now Biden's Treasury Secretary. So just for shits and giggles, people, got me thinking, why don't you enjoy the amazing fun fact of all the 2.4%ers who always seem to be the Secretary of the Treasury, regardless of the administration? Doesn't matter, Republican or Demon Rat, never did, never will. Trump's Secretary of Treasury was Steven Mnuchin. Yep, a 2.4%er. Go ahead, keep going back in time, previous administrations. Prove me wrong, I double dog dare you. But guess what? You won't. I wonder why that is. Might have to ask Murray. Might have to talk to Murray about this. Now, like it or not, people, the U.S. Constitution, which either created the mess we are in today or failed to prevent this mess from happening in the first place, believe this or not, it prescribes no penalty for treasonous acts of politicians or any oath breakers. A lot of people have to swear an oath to the Constitution to uphold it. But no penalty if you fail. No penalty if you go out of your way to break it. However, now check this out. This is cool as hell, and I've known this for a number of years. The Coinage Mint Act of 1792. I did not say 1972. No, I said 1792, which the Federal Reserve says in their Boston publication, it's still the law today, prescribes the death penalty to any employee of the Treasury, including the Secretary of Treasury, and anyone who debases the money of account of the United States. Stew on that, people. I might have to revisit this in the near future. Short podcast, because you haven't even uploaded it yet. It's 6:45, and I got stuff to do.